All right, so I did this video already a long time ago, but I want to just refresh because Paparina kind of gave me some thought of, okay, well, it doesn't seem that bad. I don't see how this was an episode. It could actually been cheap to do. Now, this is where I have to shoot him down. I'm like, cheap to do? Really? They have two dummies they have to create, man. There's two dummies they have to create. One dummy and then another dummy. So one dummy they don't even have to do anything to. It's just basically a centerpiece until the very end. Okay. Now, here's my idea. My thought is that because Slappy in a TV series is completely different from the book and the movie and video games, technically that one's supposed to be Mr. Wood. That's what I have to believe. It's like that one was Mr. Wood, but because they canceled the episode because, well, either A, it was a one-off and Slappy didn't do much, and they kind of want to push the idea that Slappy is number one. So if Slappy's number one, and you have Mr. Wood being the one that's getting pushed here in this episode, why would they make the episode? That kind of does make sense. Me personally, is kind of like the fact of, I think the writers, which this is very in the beginning, chances are. This is the beginning. I bet this was actually supposed to be in season 1, chances are. The writers are trying their best to actually adapt this episode into a freaking it's built into an episode. The messed up part is, unlike later on, they figured out, oh yeah, we can cut kids, we can cut casting kids and stuff. Notice the fact of they actually had lots of stuff to work with. That's horrible. I mean, they cut away and basically do like 2 acts or 3 acts of ventriloquism in the audience. And it's kind of funny thinking about it. It's like, wait, in the Bride of the Living Dummy, even though it technically was supposed to be 2 audiences in there, they did have 1 audience. It's like, how did they get those guys in there? It's like, how did they get those extras? But anyways, yeah, for this one, they had to have multiple things. And plus they couldn't have the same extras because, well, you know. So yeah, it's like that type of stuff right there. And well, some messed up crazy stuff is going on. Like for instance, you have Mr. Wood getting cross-dressed, wearing girl stuff. And I was kind of funny. I was like, wow, no one ever actually talked about that part of where Mr. Wood was dressed like a woman for a few times. It's like, I am shocked that no one has ever even talked about that. Wow, man. That's just crazy. I was kind of shocked hearing about that. I'm like, wow, man, talk about Mr. Wood is a gender bender. Yeah, man. You party on, man. Yeah, transgender's got a freaking damn mascot now. That never got his own episode. Man, I think the transgender / the cross-dressers should definitely sue whoever was involved with that. It's like, how the frick dare you? How dare you? He was a cross-dressing character and you screwed him over. How dare you? I'm sorry. For anyone who's offended, I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to roll with that joke. That joke was quite funny. Oh, man, but still, seriously. More than anyone, I think PETA would actually be pissed because they actually had to choke a dog. And it's kind of weird that in the whole entire Goosebumps series, it's very hard for them to get a dog. And sometimes they have a dog when they don't supposed to. Like Bride of the Living Dummy. They technically didn't have a dog in that episode. Why couldn't you give that dog to freaking damn Haunted Mask, you know? Well, technically it was Haunted Mask 2. It's like, yeah, why the hell can you get that dog there? Why couldn't there be a dog in Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes? And it's like, yeah, all that crap, even though Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, that was a cool mastery thing they did because they didn't have one thing, so they decided to change it into something else. But as for the the book turning to the episode, there's just some things that went wrong. Who knows what went wrong? Personally, I would have kind of preferred they would just think of the idea of maybe having 2. Yeah. Well, they couldn't do it because if they make 2 dummies and you're just going to use one once, then it's like, isn't that a waste? And sadly, it's in the 90s where back in the day, they didn't have the whole, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take this prop and we're going to sell it to the highest builder. because, well, Goosebumps is a powerful thing, right? Goosebumps was a big, big cash cow. And it's kind of weird how, for Goosebumps, how the frick, when it comes to the TV show, when they're done with a prop, they decide to be like, oh, well, yeah, we're limited budget. And it's like, well, why couldn't you sell someone? Like, for instance, Mr. Wood, you were just going to use him once and you'll be done with him. So why don't you sell him? It makes perfect sense. Why don't you sell him and get buku amount of money? I don't know how much you would get out of him. Maybe $10,000, whatever. That means that you'll be able to make the dummy again, even though chances are making the dummy would just cost like, what, hundreds of dollars, maybe a few thousands. I'm just saying the prop could have been sold very easily, you know? And I really hope, unlike with Power Rangers where they threw away freaking suits and all the other stuff, I would hope for Goosebumps they didn't do that. Yeah, because let's note, because I don't really know how the thing worked for that, but when it came to all the stock stuff that Fox Kids had, Disney actually bought all that. So, and most likely it went to someone else because, well, Cartoon Network had Goosebumps. But still, I'm just saying, whoever had Goosebumps, I really hope that the props, the freaking scripts, all the stuff that they had, hopefully they didn't get rid of it. But chances are they most likely threw it all in the trash instead of making an awesome quick buck. Which, holy frick, man. It's like the suits, special features, deleted scenes from Power Rangers, and Disney throws it away. You know, you could have just put it on eBay and got so much money. People will be throwing money at you. But of course, Disney didn't give a care about Power Rangers. Most likely, no one really cared about Goosebumps, because if they really cared about Goosebumps, don't you think that the episode of one DVD, the DVD of one episode would have some extra stuff in there, like maybe bloopers, maybe something, maybe something, but it's just the episode. That's it. Just the freaking damn episode. Sorry I'm getting off a tangent, but still, when it comes to the first episode, there's many things why it was not. One thing is just the fact that there's some violence that happened in the book. Slime was involved. There's going to be multiple freaking crowds that you have to get, and then after that, you actually have to also... You have two dummies. They most likely want one dummy. They had to push freaking Slappy because, well, yeah, Slappy is actually became very popular, so we'll just push him. Frick Curly. Curly's only for merchandise and books. That's it. I'm done. Thank you for watching, folks. And if you have any intel, which personally, someone did tell me that they made the first episode. Me, I kind of have to believe that they might have made the first episode as well. It's just going to be truly confusing now, since if they did make the first episode, and oh yeah, I forgot the thing that I usually say, I said in the first video I made of this, is that way back when it was first coming out, Night of the Living Dummy, they didn't say Night of the Living Dummy 2, they said Night of the Living Dummy coming on Sunday at 8 p.m. So sadly, I don't know, and I'm still working on it. I'm working on it. Eventually, someday, I'll make a freaking Facebook or something and try to get down to this one, because I don't know what happened. I didn't watch that. So for all I know, it could be Night of Living Dummy, because we're kind of a test audience, crazy enough. You don't believe it, but where I live, we kind of are somewhat a test audience at times. At least for Fox Kids, apparently, we were a test audience. So, no idea if they showed the original Night of the Living Dummy, people got scared to fuck off. They got so scared, the kids got so scared, and now the episode is a lost episode that never will be released. Or B, is the fact of maybe it was Night of the Living Dummy 2, but for some dumbass reason, they didn't say Night of the Living Dummy 2 because, well, I don't freaking damn know. It's kind of like with Deep Trouble. They did Deep Trouble 2, but they called it Deep Trouble. Even though if you look at the freaking episode, it does say Night of the Living Dummy 2. So it's kind of weird how it's like, I remember, I'm not actually mixing things up and it's like, oh, it did say Night of the Living Dummy 2, but I wanted to say Night of the Living Dummy. No, I heard it for a fact. They said a special night showing of Night of a Living Dummy. They didn't say Night of a Living Dummy 2. They said Night of a Living Dummy. So it's a big toss up. I have to ask people who actually did watch it. My friend, I asked him and he said, I'm with you, man. I didn't watch that. So again, it could be A, the episode did show. It was too damn scary. And now it's forever lost because, well, if it was too damn scary, they're not going to show it again and they're just going to get rid of it. Because if it's too damn scary for kids, how would you expect them to actually be like, oh, well, we're going to release it on VHS though? It's like, no, people are not going to buy it because it was rated too much scary. It was too freaking out scary. Why now, after so many years, they don't put it on Netflix? Well, it could still scare kids, number one. And number two, it could just be a freaking damn lost episode. It's like, it's a freaking lost episode that we most likely would never ever see unless by some crazy chance we all go into the old Fox Kids places that are around our towns and actually do it. Like, for instance, there's a place called Hogan Street where I live, and Hogan Street was actually the Fox Kids base at my city. So by some craziness, if it never was rented out for years and years and decades, I could go in there and by some miracle, by some horrid miracle, I find the freaking old tapes. All the old tapes never been touched. And then, holy frick, Night of a Living Dummy. VHS, right here. Put it in. It doesn't look like the one that I know. Even say Night of a Living Dummy. No numerals of 2 or 3 or just 2 or 3. So it's like, not sure what's going on here. Not sure. But these are reasons why the episode hasn't been, and chances are I think it was made. I personally think it was made because if it wasn't made, then someone seriously coughed up when it came to Slappy. I mean, come on, people. Really? Is brown hair. Even the freaking book had brown hair. How the frick did you mess it up? And plus his hair doesn't look like that. Why did it's like, yeah, it's like, dude, that definitely had to be Mr. Wood. That had to be freaking damn Mr. Wood. But because of costs and stuff, they couldn't show the episode again. And since no one actually saw the episode, instead of actually being like, oh, we're going to spend $100 more to actually get a Slappy dummy, instead they're like, no, frick it. We got this guy. No one ever seen him before. We might as well use him because frick him. Because frick the kids. We're not going to spend extra money just to make it look book accurate. Even though, personally, I'm like, either make him book accurate or admit in years later that, yeah, that was actually Mr. Wood you actually posed as Slappy. I mean, it's freaking damn simple, isn't it? It's very easy to do. Anyways, I'm done. Thank you for watching, folks. Have a scary day or a scary night or whenever you're watching this.